Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Rebecca and I'm so happy to have you. So today we're going to get right into it. Today I am doing a smoky eye look. I tried to keep this under 5 minutes so that it's easy and quick and really simple. So today I am focusing on the eyes and I am going to be using this L.A Colors Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This one has 5 different shadows and I'm going to be using all of these in the video. So if you want to see how I achieve this smoky eye look, then please keep watching. Okay guys, so before we get into business, what I like to do before I get started in these videos is I like to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills brow definer, and I just use the spoolie, to go in and just, you know, brush these brow hairs, because I don't want to be doing a whole video and, you know, there's like a hair hanging like this. That would be awful. So I just brush them, just get them all in place here, and then I also do my baby hairs because those always come out and act crazy. So alright, so now, alright, so let's get started. So what I'm going to be using today is, I'm actually using the Matte L.A Colors palette, and this has 5 different shades in it. And since we are doing a smoky eye, I thought that this palette was perfect. I picked this one up a few days ago, and literally it was I think $2.49 for this, so really awesome. So let's get right into it. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to prime the eyelids. I'm using the Essence eyeshadow base primer, and this one I think was from, I just picked it up from Shoppers. I honestly think it was like $1 or $2, so this is perfect, and I've used it before and it's actually really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply it on the lids. On both lids. And I'm going to go ahead and just blend it all in with my ring finger. And honestly, this is really key to any kind of eye look, actually, when you're applying eyeshadow and stuff. It really just makes the eyeshadow stick, not move, and last all day. So this is really a key step for this. So once you're done that, I just go ahead and use, this is a Smack Box. This is Smashbox. I honestly don't know the name of it, but it's from the Full Exposure palette. And I'm just going to go in and blend it all out, just to make sure everything is seamless and creaseless. Alright, so let's go ahead in, and I'm going to start with putting a base on the eyelid. You always want to do that because you want to get an even color all over before you start applying the dark colors. So I'm going to go ahead in with this bone kind of color, and just using this is my MAC 217 brush, just going in there and just putting some product on it, and then just kind of, I'm not really doing like swiping motions, I'm just kind of dabbing it and really putting it into that eyeshadow base. And you don't have to be, you know, neat or anything like that, just, you know, patting it all around. And you just want to make sure, because the eyeshadow base is a wet formula, so you want to make sure that you set it with a dry formula so it doesn't budge and it doesn't crease at all. Also, I already did my face foundation, highlight, pop-in for this look because I really wanted to focus on the eyes for this one. So after you're done putting the base on your eyes, I'm going to go ahead in and put this color. It's kind of like a nude, very soft nude, and I'm going in with the same brush, my MAC 217 brush. Another key that I like to do, or a step that I like, is I like to have like a cloth, a face cloth with me, always, and I want to go ahead in, and after I use one color, I just go in and just rub that color out, just so that we can get a fresh start with the brush. So going ahead and dipping the brush into this color here, and what I'm going to be doing with this is I'm not going to be going really precise here. I'm just going to go all around the crease of my eye, and again in windshield wiper motions, just applying that above the crease, in the crease. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It's a really neutral shade. I just like this step. And kind of just blending it all out until I'm really happy with the color. It is very light, so it's not going to show a lot, but you'll see it makes a difference when we do the darker colors. Just helps with like transitioning all the colors, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be blending all those dark colors into this color, and it just helps with a smooth transition of the colors. Guys, you see my baby hairs already coming out. There we go. Okay, so next step, now we're going to be working more in the crease, and I'm going to be going in with this little bit of a darker shade than the one we used before, and I'm going to try, again with the same brush, I'm going to try and get this more precise in my crease. So just hanging around here, and again in windshield wiper motions. This step, I love it because it really goes in and contours the crease, which deepens the eye to give you like a bigger eye, you know, appearance, and your eyelid just looks so big with this step. So again, just working in the crease, and honestly, I just go in and keep doing this step until I'm really happy with the color and how it looks. And another key, like, take your time with this step. I know a lot of people probably just rush this because they think it's kind of useless, but it really makes a difference in your eye look. And then also what I try and do is I try and kind of wing it out a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but just a little bit, just to give you that kind of like cat eye without any line or anything like that, but just with the shadows. Helps elongate the eye, make it more like an almond shape if you do have rounder eyes. Okay, so now that we're done with the crease, clean off your brush once again, and I'm going in with the lighter shade, the one we used before this step, and just putting a little bit on the brush, and I just want to kind of clean up and blur out the lines here, just so that it's a little bit smoother in transition. So I really wanted to do this makeup look for you guys because it is really natural, and I know that smoky eye may seem really scary and really hard to do for some people, but I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible. I really am only using this palette and 2 brushes, and you can achieve a really nice smoky eye with this. So this is, you know, a quick and easy way of achieving a smoky eye. And for those of you following along, I hope that you're able to keep up, and you know, I hope that you find this a little bit easier than any other video you've been watching. So the next step, we're going to clean off the brush again, and I'm going to go in with my Smashbox brush, the one that I used to put on the eyeshadow base. This one is just a little bit more precise so that we can get in the little smaller areas. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be working on the outer V of my eye now. So I'm using this brown shade right here, and I'm just dipping it. Biggest thing you want to pay attention on this for this step is just use a little bit of product at a time, because we can build it. This way you don't have to, like, you know, do this and then you're like, shoot, like this is way too much, and then you have to wipe it all off. So I'm working on the outer V of my eye and just going in kind of in circular motions and just laying out the color. Again, with this one, I want to kind of bring it out a little bit just to give us that kind of more almond shaped. And I'm taking it one step at a time with this. I'm putting a little bit of product on the brush and just building it as slowly as possible, just so that you don't kind of screw up. I've done this before and it's not fun because when you're in a rush, ain't nobody got time. So just working on it and kind of bringing it up into the crease and kind of keeping it concentrated on the outer V of the eye, but just bringing it a little bit in. So you don't want to go too close to the inner corner of the eye, because we are trying to kind of create that like cat eye look. And for this part, it's just all a blending game. Like, just take your time and blend it out. Again, in the outer V, kind of working on the outer lash line here and kind of bringing it out a little bit. And that's going to create kind of like a, again, like a cat eye, really natural fade. Okay, so after you're done that, for the next step, I'm going in and mixing two colors. So I'm going to be mixing that same brown shade we just used with the lighter shade here. I'm going to be using my finger for this step just because I kind of want to lay it out a little bit better. So for this step, I'm going to be applying it to my eyelid and just kind of working in the middle first and then going out. I know it's really hard to get in the inner corner here, but do your best. And another thing, try and stay under the lash line here. Again, just mixing those two colors with my finger. Doesn't have to be, you know, an even amount of each product. And again, remember, stay under the lash line here. Sorry, the crease line. So the next step, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be blending this all together so that we can get rid of any lines or any places that don't seem to be blending properly. So again, I'm using my MAC 217 brush and I'm just going to be wiping off any of the product that's already on it, just so that we don't add more than we want and that we're able to blend those colors together. So just going in with a naked brush and just kind of working on these lines here and just blending it all in. And then just wiping it again just because you might have some product on there. And just going in and just kind of creating like an ombre fade, if you will. Just like that. Alright, so last step, I'm going to be using this black color. I know this is probably the scariest step, but I'm going to show you a way where it is a little bit easier and doesn't seem as scary. So for this one, I'm going in with a clean e.l.f. brush, and this is the eye crease brush. So as you can see, it's really small and we'll be able to get into that outer V really precisely. Again, for this color especially, you're just putting a little bit of product on at a time because it is black, and you know, black, it gets everywhere. And I found with this palette, what's really good is that there's not much fallout. So if you do your face before, you'll be okay because it doesn't seem to fall out. So I am going in with this brush, putting a little bit of product, and I'm really working in, really concentrating on the outer V here. You don't want to go in with this one like we did with the brown. You really just want to focus it on the outside. And I really honestly just put a little bit of product, and look how much product I got already on the eyelids. So just be careful with that and just work with a little bit of product at a time on the brush. Again, this is like a blending game. The more you blend, the better it will look, and the more it will blend with the other colors as well. And if you have to wipe off your brush because you feel like there's a lot of black eyeshadow on it, wipe it off and just go in again and just blend it. So I'm kind of working in like the outer V. So keeping it a V like this and then a V towards the outer lash line. And then just kind of creating like an almond shape. Again, what I love about this look is that it doesn't have to be perfect. I know that it may seem like it does, but it really doesn't. It's a smoky eye, so that's what makes it really cool and really easy to do. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go in again with my MAC 217 brush. I'm gonna clean it off again. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this brush and go into the black and just kind of blend it all out. Again in the V, the outer eye. And then from here, just work it up so that it can kind of lift your eye a little bit. And the key here is to really go in with a naked brush. You don't want any product on it, so that you're able to actually blend the color that's already on the eyelid, okay? And just like that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the lower lash. So we're gonna go in and use the same colors. I'm going in with my the Smashbox brush, this tip here, and I'm gonna go in and first I'm gonna start off with a lighter color. So we're gonna do basically these three last colors here. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna start off with the lighter color just to warm up the lash line, the bottom lash line. Blending it all in, kind of like windshield wiper motions again. And don't be shy with this color, just because it is very, you know, a very neutral color. And you can bring this color all the way, you don't have to, all the way to the inner corner. But the darker colors, we do want to concentrate them on the outer V. But for this color, you can do the inner corner too. Okay, so wipe off the brush again. We're going to go in with the brown shade, so the shade right here, and just putting again a little bit of product on this one here. And all we're going to do is we're going to start on the outer corner and we're going to move in about halfway, not even halfway. Whenever I do this step, I always get product in my eye. So try and look up when you're doing this. So we're just deepening the outer V here of the eye, just to kind of continue with the same pattern we did on the top. Guys, can you see my baby hairs? What the hell? Oh my gosh. There we go. Again with the brown shade. Okay, now wiping off the brush again one more time. And I'm actually going to go in for this step with the e.l.f. brush one more time, just because it's a little bit more precise. We are going to be using the black shade now, so for this one, honestly, a little bit of product, like just dab it just like that. Going in, and if you feel like you did put a lot of product on the brush, you can just wipe some away on your hand. And just going in, and I'm actually just working in just the outer here and connecting that again. So I don't know if you can see, I really didn't even go halfway. Just the outer V here. And then you can kind of like work the top again if you'd like. Staying as close as you can to the lash line, the bottom lash line. Just like that, so that kind of gives us the almond shape. And we're gonna go in and do the same thing on the other eye. So we kind of get like a fade this way and then a fade going this way. So it's a pretty cool look. Once you put all the lashes on and everything, it just comes together. I know it may look kind of weird now that you're looking in the mirror. I always feel like that. I do my eye looks and I'm like, oh, what did I just do? And then I put the lashes on and it makes it so much better. So don't be, you know, scared. It does come together at the end. And just like that. Okay guys, so that is it. This is the final look. I hope you like it. I hope you were able to follow along, and I hope this was pretty easy for you guys to kind of achieve. So again, this palette, I think that it's super worth it. The consistency of the product's really good. The formula is really good, and the pigmentation is awesome. So yeah, so this is it. I hope you guys do continue to follow me. And for those of you who are new and for those of you who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!